Hi, this is Sanjib Debray, a lucky father of the best daughter in the world and a happy husband of a superwoman. The main aim of my podcast is to empower 1 million people to create a positive change in our society as a digital lifestyle entrepreneur so that people can live a happy, prosperous, and spiritual lifestyle. Today, my topic of this podcast is procrastination and 7 ways to overcome it. Now, what is procrastination? Procrastination is the action or habit of delaying, postponing, or avoiding any task that needs to be accomplished by a certain deadline. And why do people procrastinate? People often procrastinate because they are afraid of failing at the task they need to complete on time. And furthermore, certain personality traits such as low self-esteem and low self-confidence are associated with an increased fear of failure, which makes people who have these traits more likely to procrastinate. Studies says that there are 4 types of procrastination. 1. Anxious procrastination. This is a type of procrastination used as a mechanism for coping with anxiety associated with starting or completing any task or decision. 2. Fun procrastination. The fun procrastinator would rather be doing anything except that one dreaded task. 3. Plenty of time procrastination. Many people find it difficult to start a project when they know that the deadline is long way off. This type of procrastination is clearly visible in students who often struggle to start a task earlier than a few days before the deadline. And number 4, perfectionist procrastination. Perfectionists are always striving for the best and as such are constantly criticizing their own work. For some perfectionists, the fear of failing or producing work to a low standard can be so overwhelming that they never actually get around to start anything. Now, what is the problem with procrastination? Procrastination is extremely common. 75% of the people around the world consider themselves procrastinator, with 50% doing so regularly and to a level that is considered problematic. The 3 most common ways that people generally report procrastination are sleeping, playing, and being on their phones and social media for a majority time of their day. Researchers have found that procrastination is associated with low self-esteem, irrational beliefs, a fear of failure, depression, and poor study habits. Furthermore, those who procrastinate have been found to be more stressed and likely to be ill nearer a deadline, often culminating in low results or output of their whole work. So how can we help people to procrastinate less? Here are 7 tips that might help. 1. Do the task for just a few minutes. Not only do procrastinators spend longer distracting themselves doing the wrong things, but they also delay starting the right things. To combat this, Professor Richard Wiseman talks about the Zeigarnik effect, which describes how once you start something, your brain remains alert until you finish it. Starting a task is often the hardest part. If you can persuade someone just to start it for a few minutes, the brain's desire to see it through to completion should then take over. Number 2. Do the hard and important tasks first. Our daily biological clocks, known as our circadian rhythm, ensures that we are often at our most alert at about 10 a.m. before we suffer a mid-afternoon dip. The harder the tasks are, the more energy and concentration we need to complete them. It therefore makes sense to do the hardest and most important tasks first, because trying to start them when you are tired is difficult, often resulting in people putting them off for another day. Number 3. Improve self-regulation ability and beliefs. Self-regulation is the ability to select appropriate strategies and self-correct them during a task. Procrastination has been described as a failure to self-regulate. However, procrastination researchers state that knowing self-regulation is important, but is not enough to overcome procrastination on its own. To be effective, people need to have the confidence to implement these strategies and skills. Number 4. Manage your environment. If you can see temptations, you are more likely to be distracted by them and therefore procrastinate. For example, a recent study found that having your cell phone out and in sight, even if you are not using it, can make you perform 20% worse than if you had put your phone away. The authors of this study state that the mere presence of a cell phone may be sufficiently distracting to produce diminished attention. Consider your working environment. Is it conducive to the task at hand, or one where procrastination can flourish? Number 5. Set yourself a short deadline. In his meta-analysis on procrastination, researcher Pierre Steele notes that it has long been observed that the further away an event is, the less impact it has on people's decisions. Break down the task and give yourself a short deadline for each part. Number 6. Increase confidence and self-belief. People who believe that they won't be successful at the task at hand are more likely to procrastinate. One way to increase their confidence is to highlight how others who have been in a similar position have been successful. Psychologists call this modeling. This can make the task at hand seem achievable and provide a possible template to follow. Number 7. Make the task harder. This may sound counterintuitive. Surely a harder task will lead to someone wanting to put off the task even more, right? Apparently not. People report a higher sense of satisfaction if they have successfully completed a difficult task. To combat high-achieving people who have got bored, making the task a little more challenging should work, as long as it is still achievable. I hope you found this short guide on procrastination useful. Please subscribe my YouTube channel and have a nice day.